My colleague asked a question about the reasons why Matt Genereux is now part of our caucus, and my answer was that, first of all, I think we have a very good plan, a plan that will create economic prosperity and that will lead to more predictability and more control in a context where the geopolitical situation is very chaotic. At the same time, I also said that Pierre Poilievre has to explain why his MP Jivani went to Washington to basically say that the Trump tariffs were justified, even though he is the member of parliament for Oshawa, which is the place where GM has laid off 700 workers who are, in fact, the victims of these tariffs. So clearly, he's not capable to control his caucus or to defend Canada's interests.
What is she talking about? Jamil Jivani never said the Trump tariffs were justified. And like not a single journalist said, when did he say that? He literally never said that. And then she goes on to point to the reason that Jamil Jivani should go. And that's 700 workers were laid off in his riding. And he didn't feel like Mélanie Joly was doing enough to advocate for them. And he's friends with the vice president who will likely be the next president. Why wouldn't he go to talk? He's not there to fight with them. He's there to sort it out, which is not what the Liberals have decided to do.
Yeah, he's being entirely diplomatic in his approach to our historically largest trade partner and ally. I mean, going there trying to smooth the waters because the Liberals keep dumping more gasoline on this massive dumpster fire of trade relations and trade talks, which I wouldn't even put it to be that at this current state because of the dumpster fire they've created as a result of their rhetoric and nonsense. But sending someone over there who has, if I remember correctly, because we played Jamil's message to Canadians right after, I believe pretty much in full. And it was there was a wonderful message that he had in all of this to Canadians, which he put out directly from himself. He didn't depend on media. He didn't go through a middleman. He put out a straight talk, direct to camera video telling people where things were at, why he went down there. He already had relationships with some of these people. He went to school in the United States, so he had rapport, and he went there to utilize that, capitalize it, and start to try to mend and smooth these waters. And yeah, because he's in a riding where people are being directly affected right here and right now over something that I think could have been entirely avoided had the Liberals taken action, done something about our loosey-goosey borders, the flow of illicit drugs, unprecedented mass immigration a year ago or plus. Trump campaigned on this stuff. He told us, he warned Canada and Mexico, get your act together or else. And now he's gone through with it. I'm not saying that the tariffs are justified, but I'm saying that none of this is surprising where we're at. And the Liberals keep feigning like shock and horror over the state of affairs. But Trump's been pretty transparent and forthcoming with it while he campaigned even before he was elected and voted in. So none of the fallout of any of this is surprising to me and shouldn't be to anyone else paying attention.
Right. And when Jamil announced that he was going, he said, they're going to call me names. They're going to call me a traitor. They're going to say that I shouldn't be doing this, but I don't care because I have to fight for Canadians and the people of his riding of Oshawa. And what exactly happened? Exactly that. Not only did they call him, basically a traitor, and they're calling him uncontrollable and that he's siding with the Americans, saying and a complete lie, saying that he said the tariffs are justified. But they also then decided to call him ugly and say that he's, like too ugly to be a leader. And it's like, so not only could they not attack him on the substance of what he was doing, they had to make things up and then call him ugly.
Yeah, they had to sling mud and ad hominem attacks because they have nothing else to go off of. These people are a national embarrassment.
Yeah.
And, we don't get much better from the likes of CBC, as we showed you with Miss Rosemary
Mhm.
Barton, who resorts to much of the same.
Yep.
Sending someone down on their merits and their ability to effectively communicate and diplomatically try to smooth out these extremely muddied waters. What's the harm in any of that? The Liberals are just jealous because they're completely inept and couldn't do it for the better part of a year.
Right. And like, why wasn't, if we really wanted to use the language of Lent, an ecumenical trade approach with the Americans, like a fully united Canada trade approach to dealing with the Americans, why wouldn't you include a diversity of viewpoints on the trade panel, diversity of political backgrounds, and someone who I would describe as a secret weapon in all of this, like Jamil Jivani, given his close relationship with the number 2 in the United States. But that Carney's trade panel is just a bunch of crazy people and elbows up Laurentian elite boomer business people like Arlene Dickinson, like CBC
Oh,
Dragon's
she's so
Den,
embarrassing.
raging anti-American, elbows up, just, and again, boomers, don't write me. I'm not talking about you if you voted Conservative, just a raging elbows up boomer. Those are the people you're sending to deal with the Americans. Have you tried someone who doesn't hate them? If you wanted a united Canada approach, you would have included different people. You would have included maybe Brett Wilson. If we're digging into the old Dragon's Den well, why not take Brett Wilson? He's not crazy. Why not take Jamil Jivani? He's got a good relationship. But they didn't do that. They built out this like elbows up panel and then wonder why it doesn't work.
Just a wall of elbows up.
Yeah.
You
Just
cannot.
old arthritic elbows up. What you just watched is a clip from our daily interactive live news and opinion show. It's called Rebel Roundup. It airs Monday through Friday, 11 Mountain, 1 Eastern. Make sure you're subscribed and that you click the bell to never miss when we go live.